man, we've got a good one today. Well, depending on if you're the kind of audience that enjoys this kind of movie. Hank Howard works as a scientist in a military lab trying to create a superhuman formula with little success. He's also in love with the daughter of his boss, a general. In an effort to earn his approval to marry his daughter, Henry tests the formula on himself, and you know what? Why am I even trying to describe this movie? We all know it's totally trying to be like the Incredible Hulk, so let's just stop with the synopsis right now. So yeah, let's not beat around the bush. This movie was trying to be like the Incredible Hulk. It's kind of hard to tell if they were trying to do a parody and failed, or if they were trying to do an Asylum-style knockoff and failed, or if they were trying to make a so bad it's good movie on purpose like Birdemic 2. I don't know. The director, I think, came out and said that he wanted to make a so bad it's good movie, but I don't know. I wouldn't really buy that. There's two different types of DVD boxes, the original and the new version that they're currently selling. And on that one, it says, the room of superhero movies. It's the greatest mockbuster in history. So they're trying to sell it to, like, the ironic crowd that likes so bad it's good movies. And I guess it's playing up to strength, but it's the same thing that Birdemic 2 did, and Birdemic 2 was terrible, and it wasn't as funny as the first one because they were trying to make a movie that sucked, failed at that, and the parts where they were trying to make it better than the first one, it also failed miserably. If you somehow don't know about this movie, I kind of recommend you to watch it just because the sheer baffling fact that this movie exists is kind of amazing. And some of you would probably notice that in the intro, everything is on a green screen, and all the animations look like stock GIFs and stock animations and really cheap resolution pictures that you would get off of like free stock websites like Shutterstock and stuff like that. Well, yeah, the entire movie is made with that. That is the entire film, no exceptions. That's the entire movie. It's made on green screen, and they can't even mime running in place correctly. It's basically Incredible Hulk. You have this guy who is dating this girl, really likes her. Her dad is some hard-ass military guy who easily has the best line in the entire film.
I hate dust. I don't want it building up in my home.
Whether you love that line as a meme or you love it because of how terribly it was delivered, I hate dust is the quote of this movie. I hate dust. And the scientist wants to create a super serum that can create the ultimate superhuman. He tests it on himself, and he becomes the Bulk. Instead of the Hulk, instead of being a giant green man, he becomes a giant purple man. Whenever this movie tries to be funny, it really fails. Like, the villain is this over-the-top German guy named Dr. Can't-Love, and the joke is that he can't get an erection. That wasn't funny. All of that kind of stuff, and all the stuff where they just randomly insert GIFs. Like, there's a scene where there's like a GIF of a monkey and they never address it.
Then push the button and get what you want.
And all the random GIFs, that was never funny. The stuff that was funny was really little random stuff.
I hate dust.
Like I hate dust. Once again. The effects in this movie are on par with Birdemic 1. And if you're like most people and you see this and you're not aware of like the so bad it's good kind of scene, this is insanely bizarre. If you're the kind of person that likes to watch so bad they're good movies, I watch this movie. This movie's perfect for you, man. This is up your alley. So he becomes the Bulk. In the opening scene, they establish that there's a mugger who kills a prostitute, and the Bulk kills that mugger. Introduce these two cops. You got Lady Cop and this dude. This dude's the best actor in the whole movie because his line delivery is so bizarre. He's not as much of an underactor as like Rod from Birdemic, where he's just so stiff and robotic. He has inflection in his voice, but he inflects the weirdest parts of his sentences. It's so funny.
What the hell is that?
Well, it ain't Barney the purple dinosaur.
So there's a chase scene that goes on for a while, and we go through a bunch of different locations like Capitol Hill, and then in front of a bunch of loading containers, and then back to city streets, which have a bunch of really painfully obvious GIFs that are animated to flip over because they're really poorly integrated into the shots.
Look out!
The point of this scene is that police lady gets killed, and then he reverts back to human form, and then a cop guy punches him out and then takes him to prison. Meanwhile, all this is going on, Dr. Can't-Love is blowing up a bunch of famous monuments all over the world. Oh God. And that reminds me, oh my God, this results in the most cringy, unfunny piece of anything in this movie. There's like a scene where he launches a satellite into space so he can blow up the moon, because why not? And they have satellites like this back and forth. Get it? It's sex. It's like 13-year-olds on Minecraft made a movie. General gets our main character Hank out of prison, takes him to a laboratory so that they can test on him a little bit. One of my favorite parts is he starts to bulk up, and they actually use the Hulk fist glove toys, and they just spray painted them purple, and it's so obvious.
Quick, give him the injection before he fully transforms. Step aside!
Their plan is that they're going to use Hank to infiltrate into Dr. Can't-Love's castle, and he's going to kill him or take him out or whatever. So at this point in the movie, they really just stopped caring and just used anything that they wanted to, because at first they drop off Hank in a bunch of, like, it looks like ancient Transylvania. It looks like a wooded area with fog and bats flying around. Okay, fine. Next thing, he's on a golf course and then walks past a rainbow with a pot of gold and a leprechaun. It's like they wanted to use every background that they could that had a forest in it, even if it didn't really match, and they just used them anyway. It's weird. If it was intentional, then it's brilliant. If it wasn't, then it's really, really stupid. So he gets to the castle. They're really inconsistent with how big the bulk is, because in some shots he's like bigger than an average man, but not too big, and then other shots he's like the size of a dinosaur because his fist and his foot is like giant and can smash people. He kills everybody, including some guards, and Dr. Can't-Love's bimbo lover, I don't even know. She was fearless and crazier than him. She was his queen, and God help anyone who dared to disrespect his queen. Suicide Squad reference. He destroys Dr. Can't-Love, reports back to base, and it turns out that Dr. Can't-Love was actually getting funding from General Asshole. So, oh noes, now Hank is gonna be killed by General Dickhead. And then we get the greatest scene in this movie, because of how insane it is. Now, you probably have seen this scene before on YouTube. It was uploaded as, and I'm sorry if I'm getting this wrong, the greatest chase scene in history, and they use everything that they could is used in this scene. You have a stock animation of the Red Baron, you have a gecko typing on a laptop, typing out "I am a gecko." Submarines, they use Zeus throwing lightning bolts, there's trains, there's tanks, there's ships, there's people playing soccer. It's really just insane to think that someone looked at this and put this together. And again, if they were trying to make So Bad It's Good, then oh my God, this would totally be perfect for the So Bad It's Good crowd. This really would fit a So Bad It's Good movie if that's what they were going for. If this was supposed to be like, hey, let's make a parody movie, this is like even more low budget than the really crappy Seltzerberg and Craig Moss parody movies that I've looked at. And it's like, I guess it would kind of be at home with an asylum movie. So apparently the Bulk was able to survive getting a nuclear bomb dropped on him. And so he shows up, proposes to his love, but General Asshole military dad guy gets pissed. They start choking each other on the balcony of the building. They fall. They both die. And, well, this is the end of the movie.
What? You don't like liquor? Drink this!
Yeah, that's how the movie ends. Okay. Final thoughts, again, if this was supposed to be So Bad It's Good, it's a lot better than Birdemic 2. Birdemic 2 was painful with trying to be good and failing, and trying to be bad and also failing. This, if they were trying to make this like laughably bad, then it's a lot better than Birdemic 2. So I'll give them that. As a parody, does not work. As a knockoff, like this, as a knockoff, if that's what they were trying to do and make this a knockoff, this is like on par, if not worse, than something like Sunday School Musical. I'll say this, I got more unintentional laughs than anything like Meet the Spartans and Breaking Wind, so take that, Amazing Bulk, you're better than that. The thing is, though, in terms of so bad they're good movies, I think I've laughed more at movies like Cyber Seduction and Go Animate the Movie, which we've talked about before on Blockbusters. I think that those movies were better in terms of how unintentionally funny they were, versus this, where it felt like they were kind of trying, but at the same time knew that they were making crap. And it has like this weird balance of, I can't really tell what they were going for. That's the one thing that this movie has that I can't really get with, is I don't know what they were going for, versus something like Birdemic 1 where, okay, yeah, it's a bad movie, but you can laugh at it. Or The Room, it's a bad movie, but we can laugh at it. And after thinking about it for a little while, you know what this movie reminds me of the most? Cool Cat Saves the Kids. I mean, they both have the same laughably bad quality, they're both incompetently made, and they both use Comic Sans, for God's sake. With that said, if it is a so bad it's good movie, then it's certainly a lot better than Birdemic 2, which I think is gonna be the worst movie of the season. Out of all the movies we've looked at, I hated Birdemic 2 way more than this one. So there you go, Amazing Bulk. You're not as funny as Go Animate, but you're a lot better than Birdemic 2. If you'll excuse me, I'm gonna make a video called I Hate Mars Bars. Thank you guys for watching.